I helped create Afrobeat. That is coming in from Akon, and a lot of people are still doubting the comments of Akon that he contributed to Afrobeat. A lot of people talk about Afrobeat with some kind of pinch of salt, while some people talk about it with some pinch of bitterness and all those kind of things, especially when it relates to the Western world and when it relates to the kinds of people we have within the music industry. Remember that Burna Boy actually came out to talk that, Afrobeat is losing substance and other things. And a lot of people did blame out Burna Boy for jumping on Lahore Remix. And now it's being debated within the music industry by music enthusiasts that, Lahore did not need a remix just like Burna Boy and Charlie Poppy. And if it is a remix, Burna Boy should not be the best person to actually give that remix. But what is your own take about that? Before we jump right into the conversation, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below, the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos. Guys, would you say Akon has contributed to Afrobeat? Because he said this at a recent interview. A lot of people are now responding to that, and I feel that Akon did a lot of contribution to Afrobeat. And according to what he said he signed Wizkid in 2008, and then Wizkid was actually really prominent in Afrobeat. At the time, Wizkid moved to the US, and that helped to establish Wizkid, and then he got the US audience taking Afrobeat to the US. That is something I got to understand. But looking at Akon now, would you say that Akon has contributed to Afrobeat? Those are the kind of questions a lot of people are really asking, because I think there are some things that actually went behind the scenes we were not seeing on camera or on social media that Akon is trying to communicate to us. That is something I kind of believe about this. Let's listen to Akon on this particular interview where he spoke about Afrobeat, on how he helped. He said he helped. He didn't say I created. He said he helped create Afrobeat. Let's listen to Akon. A lot of people will doubt that Akon really contributed to Afrobeats and African entertainment and all those things. But to an extent, I really agree with Akon, because a lot of people from Africa, they've been going to US, establish a name and all those things. All of a sudden, they will disconnect themselves from African, kind of chains or African origin and the rest. But Akon, when the United States, became one of the biggest brand in terms of music in the United States, and still kept his African culture and origin. And that actually helped, Africans to an extent, because he kept a close tie with African friendship and the rest. And then anywhere he hears African entertainer is doing this, he's ready to actually encourage and cheer them up. It's not about direct investment in African artists. That is something you got to understand. Although we still got a lot of people that played major roles in actually taking Afrobeat to the United States. Somebody spoke about, the Afrima CEO spoke about, going from radio station, paying them to play Afrobeat sounds and the rest, because a lot of radio stations then were not playing African sounds. But the likes of Akon still maintaining identity as Africans, while still on top of his game, actually gave that a lead. Because I remember in 2010, 11, 12 or so, where he did the Chop My Money with P Square and other things. That was a major impact to an extent. That is something you got to understand. And you still remember that Wizkid actually got a break into the US market as a result of moving to the US, working with US brands and other things, the likes of Drake. Do you know that somebody must make Wizkid to have a collaboration with Drake? It's not something that happened as a result of coincidence. That is something a lot of people are not understanding. Some persons worked behind the scene. That is something you got to understand. Remember how Rick Ross jumped on Ojuelegba remix with P Square and a lot of things. The game is now changing. That is what we are really getting. And that is what Akon is trying to explain about all of this. But some people will come out and object to it and say a lot of things that Akon should not take the glory. He said, I helped. That means he contributed to an extent. We have a lot of people that contributed also, based on their own measures. That is something Akon is trying to say. What is your own take about all of this? I want you to put your own comment in the comment section. Now, what can you say about Afrobeat? Afrobeat has gone global. A lot of people are responding to Afrobeat. That is actually interesting and massive at the time. And we got to respect this with a level of, excitement. That is something I feel, because when you check the impact of Afrobeat now around the globe, the likes of Davido actually selling record deals, the likes of Wizkid, the likes of Burna Boy closing down arenas or shutting down arenas, the likes of Rema, and a lot of people actually doing wonders. You will get to see that Afrobeat has actually made impact globally. That is something I need to tell you guys about all of this. What is your own take about this story? I want you to put your own comment in the comment section so that you can take a glimpse at what you feel or your own opinion about all of this. Before I jump off, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos, and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below, the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos.